Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Tristan Broaden here, and you might notice that I haven't posted a YouTube video for about a month, and the reason for that is just because I've been 100% focused on scaling my e-commerce dropshipping stores for Q4, but I wanted to jump on here and give you guys a quick video, and it's going to be a little case study on how one of the stores that I started in mid-August has generated $510,000 in the past 45 days, right? So that's from October the 8th back up to 25th of August, that's 45 days. We actually started this store in the middle of August, right? So if you look at August to the 8th of October, you can see we were like testing a couple new products in the store here and found a winner, and then smashed it up around the middle of August. And just to prove to you guys that this is a live store, there's no like funny business or anything going on here, I'll just refresh my page. And today we've done 15,000. If we look at the day yesterday, 21,000, and the day before that, on Sunday, 24,000. So in this video, I'm going to do a little case study and show you how I generated this much revenue, some of the problems that I faced, and I'm also going to show you the exact profit margins that we made on this, because $510,000 in sales means nothing. The actual net profit that you take home is basically all that matters at the end of the day. So let's get into it. All right, cool. So I made a little case study for you guys, and I'll just quickly go over what I'm going to talk about in the case study. So firstly, I'm going to talk about the product research strategy that we used to find the winning product. I'm going to talk about how we source the winning product, what kind of store we're running to sell the product from. I'm going to go over the exact Facebook ad testing strategy I used to find it, and I'm also going to hop into my Facebook ads manager over here. I'm also going to show you what we're doing on Google Ads. About 20% of our revenue comes from Google Ads, so we're using a bunch of campaigns for that. I'll talk about the Facebook ads scaling that we did, also the problems with Facebook ads that we're having and that you'll probably have as well if you scale, and the solutions to those problems. And then finally, I'll talk about the profit margin at the end. All right, cool. So for product research, the winning product that we're selling currently on our store is actually really old. It's over a year old. I think it's even 2 years old on AliExpress. And the way I came across the product was I've seen ads on my newsfeed, in my Facebook newsfeed, and I've been seeing them for about 6 months, like over 6 months. I never really thought much of the product. I thought it was like kind of saturated and there wouldn't be much point in testing it. And when I checked it out on bigspy.com, which is a free spy tool, I typed in the product and I could see the people advertising it like over a year ago, right? So a lot of people say that you shouldn't test really old products. And that's true if there isn't like sustained demand for the product, right? So like if you're testing a product that consistently sells throughout the year, you have a much better chance of selling it, right? So to explain this, what I mean by sustained selling is that, like, say if you type in like fidget spinner, right, in Google Trends, like you'll see there's just like a massive spike. If we go back, say, the past 5 years, you'll see that there's a massive spike in search volume, right? Like in 2017, right? So there's no sustained demand for this product. But if you were to type in something like memory foam pillow, right, you'll see that this product, there's no like huge spikes. These spikes are where Q4 is, so people always buy a lot of products around here for Christmas presents, but you can see that there's some sustained demand throughout the year, right? And so the product that we're selling on our store has sustained demand like that, and that was one of the reasons why I decided to test it, even though it was really old. So a lot of advertisers on Facebook who are promoting this product, they were mainly using slideshows, right? So a lot of them weren't using videos, and the ones who were using video ads, they all basically copied the same video ad, and they all used the same angle. So I thought to myself that I'm going to test this product just because there's sustained demand for the product, and I can also advertise this product from a different angle and create a new video ad that is better than all the competitors, right? Right, so when I looked up this product on AliExpress, there were like lots and lots of different variations of the product, right? And when I say that, I mean, like, say if we look up mobile phone car holder, right? It's like a mobile phone mount to stick in your car, right? You can see there's lots and lots of different variations of this product type. And this is basically the same thing that I saw, right? So what I decided to do was I actually decided to test not just this product, but this product and a different variant of the product, right? So the original product that other people were promoting on Facebook was the one that had the most orders from AliExpress. So if you sort by orders, you can see this one has had 57,000 orders, which is huge. This product was like a winner last year. It was massive. But yeah, I literally tested the one with the most orders. And then I also decided to test a variation of the original product, right? So I've got here the variation of the product that I tested looked nicer, but had a higher price, and competitors weren't advertising this variant. So AliExpress is originally what I started to sell the product on. Once we hit like over 20 orders a day, we used a private fulfillment agent. These guys are really easy to find. You can just search in any ecom Facebook group for Chinese fulfillment agent. There's lots of people selling them. Or if you're doing over 30 orders a day, you can hit me up on Instagram. I'll give you an agent. But now when we're selling the product, we actually use two separate suppliers to fulfill the orders, because the stock for this runs out a lot. Like sometimes we clear the factories out of products, so they're out of stock. But yeah, we use a fulfillment agent, and we also still use the original AliExpress seller sometimes as a backup if our fulfillment agent is backlogged. So the store type. So for those of you who are new to dropshipping, there's basically three kind of store types you can run. So the first is a general store, which is like this kind of store that sells like a range of different products and different niches. So they just test basically any random product they think will sell. The other kind of store is a niche store, right? So a niche store is like a store that's based around a specific niche. So proteinwell.com is an example of a niche store. So they sell like protein supplements and other kind of supplements based around like health and weight loss. And there's also such stores as a one product store, where the store basically sells one product, and they can sell lots of different variations of that one product, right? So an example of that is blendjet.com. So they literally sell this like one blender in like a dozen different colors. So the store that we're using to sell this product on is a niche store, right? So I have a separate general store, and I usually test products on this store. But however, I went ahead and I created a new niche store to test this product. And the reason for doing this is because the sale price of this product is pretty high. Like we were selling our product for $100 and another variant for like $120. So having a niche store can add like a higher element of trust, especially if you're selling like higher ticket products, because if we sold this like high ticket product on a general store, what would happen is a lot of times people want to like get trust from the site, so they'll click off the product page, they'll click onto like the collections page, and if you've got like random products there, it kind of like signals to the customer that the quality might not be as good or the site is a little bit untrustworthy. But for all the low ticket products that I sell, I'll always test it on a general store, because people usually just go to the product page. They don't browse around the store, they'll just click add to cart and purchase. But for this, I kind of thought that because the sale price is kind of high, people will be bouncing around the site to check out it's legit. So that was the reason I did this. I don't normally do it. And if you're a newbie, I still recommend just testing on a general store, because if this product failed, then I would have basically wasted like a week setting up like a new store, adding products, making logos and doing all this other stuff. So I still recommend to just test on a general store, especially if it's a low ticket product. So Facebook ad testing, so this is what everyone usually wants to see. So I'll show you exactly what I did, and then I'll hop into my my ad account over here, right, which is actually disabled now. I'll talk about that later. But anyway, so I made a video ad myself using Camtasia, which is video editing software. I've got another video on my channel about how exactly I edit my videos on Camtasia, so definitely check that out if you haven't. And yeah, so what I did was I just used supplier footage on AliExpress. So usually when you're on AliExpress, if you click on like a product page, right, there usually be like videos available on the AliExpress page here, for example. So if I click play on this, there'll be a video from the supplier here. And sometimes the videos are really good, like this. Yeah, so you literally go here and click download. So I downloaded a bunch of supplier videos, edited them together. So for the testing, what I was doing, right, is I made 2 videos for each product, right? So if we look back up here, you can see that in this test, I'm testing 2 separate products. I'm testing the original product, which all the competitors were advertising, and then I was also testing another product, which was a variation of the original product. And I made 2 videos for each product, so that was 4 videos in total. So I created 2 separate campaigns, one for each product. If I hop into my ad account over here, so BR was the original product, and BL was the variation of the product. And we launched 9 ad sets in each campaign. So that's 18 ad sets total at a $10 AED budget, right? So $10 AED budget is about, I think it's like $7, or maybe it's like $6. No, I think it's $7 US. And in each ad set, right, I wasn't using CBO, I wasn't using campaign budget optimization. I just test with a normal auto budget ad sets. In each ad set, I used one interest. I targeted all of ePacket countries. I used a 7-day click. It really doesn't matter if you do 7-day click or 1-day click. We used auto placements and targeted ages 18 to 65 plus. And I should say that the one interest per ad set, these were quite large interests, right? So each interest would easily be over like 2 million, over 3 million, somewhere even like over 20 million, right? So it's a big audience sizes. So, and the interest selection, all I did was literally type in the product name. So I just selected 9 suggestions when I typed in the product name. So I'm gonna hop into my Facebook Ads Manager, but a lot of people will say, oh my God, $10 budget ad sets, 18 ad sets, that's $180 in a day. We actually don't spend all of that because on the first day, we usually kill any ad set that has a CPC over $2 at like $5 or $6 spent, because if the CPC is like over $2, it's really unlikely the ad set will be profitable or it will get any better. So if I hop into my ads manager here, I'll just open this up. So Facebook has gone mad with banning ad accounts. So we actually don't use this ad account anymore. We have another 3, actually we have 4 ad accounts, 3 that we're actively using to run traffic from, which I'll explain later in the video. But if you advertise on Facebook, you'd know that Facebook is banning a lot of ad accounts by accident. The product we're running right now is completely compliant. There's just a bug in Facebook that every time I appeal, the ad account gets shut down. So we've just moved on from this ad account. But anyway, on August 6th, this was the day we launched the campaign here. So you can see on August 6th, we launched. This was the original product for BR. And BL was the variation of the original product in 2 separate campaigns. So I'm just going to zoom in. Okay, so if we look on the first day, right, at the campaign level, you can see we've spent $158. There were no sales. There were 3 add to carts in the original product campaign, and there was no add to carts in the variant campaign, right? So on the second day, what happened was the CPC basically halved on my original product campaign. The add to carts jumped up heaps. I got 5 purchases, and the ROAS was 4.54, right? So a lot of people, what they do, right, is they launch their ad sets and their campaigns, and sometimes they say, oh shit, like I've spent $158, there's no sale, I'm just gonna kill the product, right? You shouldn't do that. You should always leave your ad sets run like a little bit longer. The reason, like, I didn't kill any ad sets in this campaign here. I just let the ad sets run another day because I saw 3 add to carts and I thought, hey, there's like showing a bit of signs of promise. Let's see if this product will take off. And it did, right? So don't be too upset if you don't get sales straight off the bat when you launch new ad sets. Just wait it out like an extra day or 2, right? So yeah, on the next day, we had 5 sales. You can see that the variation of the product that I chose to test wasn't doing very well. If we go to the day after that, same thing's happening here, but you can see as well that the CPC has like gone from 90 cents down to 43 cents. So if you have a good ad, another reason that you should let them like run a couple days is because the CPC will usually come down over time if you have a good ad. And with a lower CPC, you're gonna get more traffic and more sales at a profitable ROAS, right? But anyway, let's go down to Google Ads now, right? So we use both Facebook ads and Google Ads, and our revenue split between the two is Facebook takes 80% of revenue, whereas Google Ads takes 20% of revenue. So after a week of like running our product on Facebook ads, I think it might be 1 to 2 weeks, I decided to set up Google Ads. I should have set it up sooner, but I just didn't have time at the time. So I'll hop into Google Ads here, and you can see that so from the 20th of August to the 9th of October, we've spent $18,000 and generated $68,000 in sales here, and the ROAS, the return on ad spend here, is 3.78, so it's pretty strong. But just remember that this ad account is in AUD, it's not in USD, so you got to convert that to USD to work out the revenue split. But in Google Ads right now, we're running shopping campaigns and search campaigns. So we run those campaigns for cold traffic. Then we use display campaigns and YouTube campaigns for remarketing. If I hop into my Google Ads, we're actually running a ton of shopping campaigns right now. So we mainly run shopping campaigns in the USA. We've got a bunch of other countries here. The UK does pretty well for us. Then we got like a bunch of other countries down here. We get like a few like conversions from random countries down here like Belgium, Israel. But yeah, Google Shopping campaigns are really, really good to set up, especially in like different countries for cheap sales. Once you have like a profitable product that's selling consistently. We've actually got a course on Google Shopping if you want to check that out as well. I'll leave a link in the description where I teach you about how to set up shopping campaigns, display campaigns, and search. So for the Facebook ad scaling, I know a lot of people will want to hear about this. There's nothing that's that special that we do, but when we started scaling, we didn't actually use CBOs, which is campaign budget optimization. We didn't use CBOs until we hit about $3,000 in revenue a day. And what we did before we hit that 3K a day mark was, all we did was we duplicated profitable ad sets, right? So we started them at like $10. We duplicate them to $20, run them for a couple days. If they're profitable, duplicate them again to $50, then to $100. And we wouldn't really duplicate, or we don't duplicate anything using auto budget ad sets over $100, right? So if we want to go over $100, we'll make a CBO, which I'll talk about in a second. But all our audience testing, so whenever we test like lookalike audiences or interests, we all do it still on auto budget ad sets, right? Just the normal, the normal auto budgets. We don't use CBO for testing. And what we do is when we find profitable ad sets in our auto budget testing campaign, we'll then launch CBOs with 5 ad sets each, right? And we'll start it with a $300 a day budget. And those 5 ad sets will just be profitable ad sets from our auto budget testing campaign. And we always separate lookalike audiences from interests when we're doing CBOs, right? So like one CBO will have like 5 interests, and then another CBO will have 5 LLAs. We don't mix interests and LLAs. And when you're running CBOs, just make sure the audience size is around the same in each ad set. And make sure each audience size is at least 2 million as well, because Facebook likes really, really broad audiences and it optimizes better that way. So we get the most sales from Friday to Sunday. This is kind of product dependent. Like I've had some products where like Tuesday, like the sales are huge, and then the rest of the week they're not. But for this product, Friday to Sunday does really well for us. The conversion rate on these days are the highest, right? So therefore, this kind of plays into our Facebook ad strategy, right? So what we do is we launch $300 CBOs during Monday to Thursday, right? So when our conversion rate is lowest. So these are like small budget CBOs that we use to test, right? And so once we have a profitable CBO that's been profitable for over 48 hours or over 72 hours, on Friday, we'll dupe those CBOs to $740 AUD, which is 500 US. And then if they're profitable on the Saturday, then we'll dupe those to $1,000 on Saturday and Sunday. So this is just AUD as well, I should say. But we've found the sweet spot for this product is $1,000 AUD CBOs. Anything over that, it usually ends up unprofitable. So usually for each product, you'll find like a sweet spot of your budget for CBOs. Like anything like over that is usually unprofitable. And if you want to like launch CBOs, the best time to launch them is to go and look at your Google Analytics or look at your Facebook ad history and see where the most profitable days are and where the conversion rate is the highest, because you'll have the most likelihood of those CBOs being profitable if you launch them on those like high conversion rate days. So another thing we use is a Suite upsell. So we don't use like any one-click upsells or anything. We just use Suite upsell, which is a Shopify app that I made. But yeah, we've done $13,000 in upsell revenue. So Suite upsell only costs $20 a month, and we've been running it for less than 2 months. So we've spent like $40 on this app and generated 13,670. So I don't even know what the ROI is on that. I'm not that great at maths, but it's a lot. So it's definitely worth checking out if you're not using post-purchase upsells yet, which you should be. So the next part is problems with Facebook ads. So lots of people are having problems now with Facebook ads. So let me show you how I've solved some of these problems. A lot of people are having trouble with Facebook page score. So what happens is when you get like over 300 purchases, what happens is Facebook starts sending out surveys to your customers about how the experience was buying from your store. And these Facebook surveys, there's actually like quite a few bugs in them, and the scores aren't weighted. So there's a lot of like legit brands who are getting really, really low page scores. It's not just drop shippers. So it's more a problem with Facebook. So what a lot of big brands are doing now, and I got an example of this, is they're creating multiple Facebook pages and running traffic from multiple Facebook pages. So an example of a big brand doing this that I've seen is High Smile Teeth. So High Smile Teeth do like a huge amount of revenue. They're a really, really big and famous brand, especially here in Australia. But they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separate pages that they're running traffic from. And I'm assuming that they treat pages as disposable. So every time they get like a bad score, they just remove themselves from admin from the page and remove it from their business manager. So another problem we have with Facebook, and everyone has this as well, is inconsistencies. Like some days you wake up and Facebook is absolutely crushing it. You're doing like 30% net margins. And then other days you wake up and Facebook is just like totally screwed you and you're at like a 2% net margin. So this happens. Facebook algorithm is like making constant updates, and it's an auction system. So like there's always fluctuations, but one thing to make sure that you're not losing money on those like bad like algorithm days is that you have Facebook rules set up in your account to kill ad sets if they're not performing, right? So I actually don't kill ad sets myself. I just have Facebook ad rules that are set up in my ad account to kill ad sets, so there's no like emotion in it. Advertising and business manager bans is another thing. I know a lot of people are losing their ad accounts. So I say like if you're scaling a winner, I personally use 3 separate ad accounts to scale. Another problem we get is declined payment methods. And to solve this, you just use multiple credit cards or multiple debit cards. So, and if you're a newbie, you don't have to worry about any of this, right? This is just if you're like scaling heavy, like if you're going over to like $100,000 a month in revenue, then this will start to matter. But like if you're a newbie, and you're not doing like over $100,000 a month, this stuff doesn't matter. All right, and finally the profit margin. So yeah, as I said before at the beginning of this video, none of this matters how much revenue you do. Revenue, is completely irrelevant. The profit, what you take home at the end of the day matters, right? So I use an app that I love called Autometrics to look at my profit daily. And with this app, if we look at August up until the 8th of October, our net margin so far is 20%. And so the net profit number is $107,000, and 20% net margin might not sound like a lot, but that's the kind of standard for like e-commerce, especially dropshipping. Usually people go anywhere from 20 to 30%. I like to aim for 20% personally because it means I can scale harder, and it also means I can still collect emails and do email marketing on the back end for later. And I might do a little update video about the store later if you guys are keen for that. If you guys are keen for that, definitely drop a comment and I'll do it. If you liked the video, definitely drop a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you want to see more videos like this, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. I don't know if I've already said that, but hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.